All right, so Teresa in the Half Size Me community asked a fantastic question. She said, Heather, I've been spending the time to zero in on my maintenance calories, and I've been doing it now for, I think it's a good 4 weeks straight, she said. And then she had one off day of eating where she ate way more than her maintenance calories, and she doesn't know what to do. And I want to encourage you to let go of diet mentality. Diet mentality is this idea that I'm on a 2-week cleanse, and if I screw up, I have to go back and redo the full 2-week cleanse. Or if I'm on Atkins induction or something that has an induction phase, I have to go back to square one and start all over again. And that's kind of that diet cycle that we want to avoid and we want to kind of stay clear of. And how do we do that in this particular situation? Well, there's a couple ways. One, if you've been following what I have in the Master Your Calories teaching toolkit, it instructs you to go 4 to 6 weeks of eating at your maintenance calories, tracking your weight in Happy Scale, and paying attention to your trend line. So if you're somebody who's already got 3 or 4 weeks in, you should have a fair amount of data to reflect on. And if you're in the very final stage of the process, you could just simply go back to your graph line, and if it's consistently showing a blue solid line, and you know what your calories were during that time, just because you had a day where things didn't go as planned, doesn't mean all that data doesn't have meaning, okay? So you go back to the data and you say, interesting, I've had a blue line this entire time, and my calories were X, so I am gonna take a fair assessment on this and say, those are probably my maintenance calories, right? And so that would be number one option. Number two option, if you're a little earlier on in the process, for most people, if they were to have an overeating / potentially binge eating situation, you could take those data pieces out of the set, and that way it doesn't reflect in the graph. And what I mean by that is, for most people, if they go immediately back to normal eating, if they go back to doing what they were doing prior to the overeating binge situation, most people's weights will correct within 3 to 5 days. So if, let's just say on a Tuesday, you had an overeating night and you're fairly new to the process, you may want to take Wednesday through, let's just say Saturday, and not record that data and give yourself that 3 to 5 day window to adjust and let your body get back to normal, and then go back to doing what you were doing, eating at maintenance calories, tracking, and that way and you may even want to document that just so you don't forget what happened there, that was a piece of data that wasn't really reflective because you went way above your maintenance calories. I say 3 to 5 days, and that's for somebody who isn't saying, well, I kind of messed up yesterday, might as well have this, that, the other. No, I mean, you immediately go right back to eating at your maintenance calories. You go back to your normal workouts. Everything is as if nothing happened. As soon as that happens, like I said, 3 to 5 days, your weight should stabilize because a lot of the excess fluid will be shed. Things will just kind of return to normal. So those are the two ways I would encourage you to think about doing it. One, use whatever data you have, assess from there. Two, if it's early on in the process, possibly don't include that data in the set, so that way it's more reflective of what your normal maintenance eating and weight would look like. If that happens a lot, I just want to speak to this. If this happens a lot, you're overeating past maintenance, you're binging, things like that, and that's not what I think happened for Teresa, but I just want to speak to this. If you're in that place, you need to pause on this entire process. You need to, and I've shared this in many videos and many places, if you're struggling with binge eating, if you're struggling with what I call problematic eating behaviors, meaning you're struggling hitting a calorie target because you're maybe secretively eating, grazing at night, binging, whatever, those have to be fixed first, really, before you're going to be able to do this process correctly. So I would say put finding my maintenance calories to the side, and I would look at getting a handle on my eating behaviors first, so you have a solid foundation from which to base your maintenance calories, and those behaviors won't be getting in the way of you hitting your maintenance calories, so you in fact can have some solid data. So I just wanted to share all of those thoughts. You guys have a great day. I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon.